Absinthe French, absinthe, about this sound listen, is historically described as a distilled, highly alcoholic beverage, 45 to 74% ABV, 90 to 148 US proof. It is an anise-flavored spirit derived from botanicals, including the flowers and leaves of Artemisia absinthium, grand wormwood, together with green anise, sweet fennel, and other medicinal and culinary herbs. Absinthe traditionally has a natural green color but may also be colorless. It is commonly referred to in historical literature as la fée verte, the green fairy. It is sometimes mistakenly referred to as a liqueur, but it is not traditionally bottled with added sugar and is, therefore, classified as a spirit. Absinthe is traditionally bottled at a high level of alcohol by volume, but it is normally diluted with water before being consumed. Absinthe originated in the canton of Neuchâtel in Switzerland in the late 18th century. It rose to great popularity as an alcoholic drink in late 19th and early 20th century France, particularly among Parisian artists and writers. The consumption of absinthe was opposed by social conservatives and prohibitionists, partly due to its association with Bohemian culture. From Europe and the Americas, notable absinthe drinkers included Ernest Hemingway, James Joyce, Charles Baudelaire, Paul Verlaine, Arthur Rimbaud, Henry de Toulouse-Lautrec, Amadeo Modigliani, Pablo Picasso, Vincent van Gogh, Oscar Wilde, Marcel Proust, Aleister Crowley, Eric Satie, Edgar Allan Poe, Lord Byron and Alfred Jarry. Absinthe has often been portrayed as a dangerously addictive psychoactive drug and hallucinogen. The chemical compound thujon, which is present in the spirit in trace amounts, was blamed for its alleged harmful effects. By 1915, absinthe had been banned in the United States and in much of Europe, including France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, and Austria-Hungary, yet it has not been demonstrated to be any more dangerous than ordinary spirits. Recent studies have shown that absinthe's psychoactive properties have been exaggerated, apart from that of the alcohol. A revival of absinthe began in the 1990s, following the adoption of modern European Union food and beverage laws that removed long-standing barriers to its production and sale. By the early 21st century, nearly 200 brands of absinthe were being produced in a dozen countries, most notably in France, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and the Czech Republic. History. Henry Private Livemont's 1896 poster. The precise origin of absinthe is unclear. The medical use of wormwood dates back to ancient Egypt and is mentioned in the Ebers Papyrus, c. 1550 BC. Wormwood extracts and wine-soaked wormwood leaves were used as remedies by the ancient Greeks. Moreover, there is evidence of a wormwood-flavored wine in ancient Greece called absinthites enos. The first evidence of absinthe, in the sense of a distilled spirit containing green anise and fennel, dates to the 18th century. According to popular legend, it began as an all-purpose patent remedy created by Dr. Pierre Ordinaire, a French doctor living in Cuvée, Switzerland around 1792. The exact date varies by account. Ordinaire's recipe was passed on to the Henriade sisters of Cuvée, who sold it as a medicinal elixir. By other accounts, the Henriade sisters may have been making the elixir before Ordinaire's arrival. In either case, a certain Major Dubied acquired the formula from the sisters in 1797 and opened the first absinthe distillery named Dubied Perriet Fils in Cuvée with his son Marcelin and son-in-law Henry Louis Pernod. In 1805, they built a second distillery in Pontarlier, France under the company name Maison Pernod Fils. Pernod Fils remained one of the most popular brands of absinthe until the drink was banned in France in 1914. Etymology. The French word absinthe can refer either to the alcoholic beverage or, less commonly, to the actual wormwood plant. Absinthe is derived from the Latin absinthium, which in turn comes from the Greek absinthion, wormwood. The use of Artemisia absinthium in a drink is attested in Lucretius de Rerum Natura I 936-950, where Lucretius indicates that a drink containing wormwood is given as medicine to children in a cup with honey on the brim to make it drinkable. Some claim that the word means undrinkable in Greek, but it may instead be linked to the Persian root spand or aspand, or the variant esfand, which meant Peganum harmala, also called Syrian rue, although it is not actually a variety of rue, another famously bitter herb. That Artemisia absinthium was commonly burned as a protective offering may suggest that its origins lie in the reconstructed Proto-Indo-European language root *spend, meaning to perform a ritual or make an offering. Whether the word was a borrowing from Persian into Greek, or from a common ancestor of both, is unclear. Alternatively, the Greek word may originate in a pre-Greek substrate word, marked by the non-Indo-European consonant complex north, nth. Alternative spellings for absinthe include absinthe, absinthe and absintha. Absinthe without the final e is a spelling variant most commonly applied to absinthes produced in Central and Eastern Europe, and is specifically associated with Bohemian-style absinthes. Ingredients: Anise seeds absinthe is traditionally prepared from a distillation of neutral alcohol, various herbs, spices and water. Traditional absinthes were redistilled from a white grape spirit, or eau de vie, while lesser absinthes were more commonly made from alcohol from grain, beets, or potatoes. The principal botanicals are grand wormwood, green anise, and Florence fennel, which are often called the Holy Trinity. Many other herbs may be used as well, such as petite wormwood, Artemisia pontica or Roman wormwood, hyssop, melissa, star anise, angelica, peppermint, coriander, and veronica. One early recipe was included in 1864's The English and Australian Cookery Book. It directed the maker to take of the tops of wormwood, 4 pounds, root of angelica, calamus aromaticus, aniseed, leaves of dittany, of each 1 ounce, alcohol, 4 gallons. Macerate these substances during 8 days, add a little water, and distill by a gentle fire, until 2 gallons are obtained. This is reduced to a proof spirit, and a few drops of the oil of aniseed added.